I'm Playdough, like you said. I'm an MC, and I rap. I make beats. I travel the world rapping
Shout out the world
and
rapping.
doing really good rap and good shows. I'm a dad. I got a dog. I like playing basketball. I like reading books, and I can do 30 push-ups, no sweat. I'm just being honest, bro. I just want to be transparent.
Okay, well you said you do good rap. So what's a good rap?
Oh man, to me, good rap is something that's artistic and not just um, filler, not just stuff with a beat that you just kind of play in the background. To me, good rap is something that makes you want to listen to the lyrics and something that um, you walk away after you listen to it either learning something or either kind of setting your mind in motion to think about the lyrics afterwards and hopefully get something eternal out of them.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I like that. That is good. Your newest release is Hot Doggin', which very good album, if I must say
Thanks, man.
so. And your new video is No Angel.
Hmm.
So what's the song about? And kind of tell us what's going on in the video.
Well, the song is just about some things I've touched on even on my first album. Just you might see me, and that's all you see, but trust that I'm rolling with more than just me, as you can see it or not. So the song is just about me being me. I am who I am, and I love the Lord, and I'm trying to live for God, but I'm not an angel. But I brought some with me, and so just kind of playing on words a little bit because it sounds
Yeah.
catchy, but there's definitely truth to it. And so in the lyrics, um, the first verse I kind of touched on for inspiration from Old Testament stuff where angels were in the Bible and um, just kind of some stories. Changed them a little bit. Like I used the story about the donkey that talked, but I changed a little bit. And I think I say a talking camel instead of a talking donkey. But just kind of touching on some angel stuff. And then the second verse, it gets a little deeper, kind of talking about the rapture and some of the seals,
Yeah.
crazy stuff in Revelation. So that's what the song is about. And then the video, I did the video with Dust from Deep Space Five. He's done tons of videos. He's really dope at it. And so the video, he got the inspiration from an Alfred Hitchcock picture, just like a still picture of Alfred Hitchcock. He was
Yeah.
like on set, and he was just kind of out in the field, and there was one of his assistants was kind of standing there with an old school like rotary phone, and he
Hmm.
was on the phone, and it just looked wild because he was in a field with just grass behind him, but the dude was on like an old school phone. It looked cool, and Dust liked what he was wearing and the vibe of everything.
Yeah.
So he just told me to hit a thrift shop and we got some gear to kind of replicate what Alfred Hitchcock was wearing. And then the video's deep, man. The video isn't super literal. We wanted to kind of keep it open to interpretation. But essentially, there's a girl in the video who's supposed to be the angel. And at the beginning of the video, you see me kind of laying in a ditch.
Yeah.
And you wonder, am I dead? What going on? And then the angel is driving in the car and I'm in the back seat. So through the whole video, she's kind of taking me around and driving me, and then she's got the phone. I'm kind of talking on the phone, but the whole time she's supposed to be like I guess not really the intercessor, but just kind of the medium, I guess, that's kind of taking me around and leading me and kind of guiding me through. Am I dead? Am I going to go to heaven? What's going on? At the
Yeah.
end, she brings me back, and I kind of jump back in my body. So in the video, anytime you see me wearing the suit, that's supposed to be like the spiritual me, and
Uh-huh.
then the physical me is the one that's in the ditch, kind of dead or whatever.
How's the tour going? I know you're on tour. How's the response so far?
It's been great, man. I'm having the time of my life, dude. I love touring. Actually, the tour that I was on just ended, so I got home last night. I'm trying to kind of pack and get ready and unpack and get my merch ready to go because I'm heading back out today.
Hmm.
Midwest for a while, so I'm about to do a live festival in Ohio, playing shows in Indiana, doing some stuff with my friends at TVU, if you guys know them. We're going to go to Cedar Point and ride some roller coasters and do some stuff. And then the last show is in New York, and then I'll come back home. So I'll go out for like another full week. Yeah, I'm just trying to get everything ready right now, bro. Pack up my merch. And flying is hard, dude. When you're trying to bring merch, it's like, yo, I'm trying to save some cash, but you know, you gotta pay for all these bags that you check. So I'm trying to condense everything, and it's gonna be overweight. What do I do, bro? How do I get this down? I don't know, but I'm trying. Woo is a project that I did with another artist named Heath McGee, and we basically just took all our favorite Wu-Tang songs, and we just took the tracks, just the beat, and we just rapped over them and kind of made them our own thing. So on some of them, we just started brand new and just took new lyrics and the whole nine. And then other songs we used what they did as inspiration to kind of do something different. So we kept the hook similar, just did our interpretation of it, or we used little pieces of their rhymes that we thought were kind of classic, you know, sections, and tried to flip them up just because we thought people would recognize it when they heard it. But we just, you know, me and Heath we're both independent artists, and so we're trying to figure out how to work the game and where music is at right now, and what's the best way to do that as an indie artist. And for now, it seems like one of the helpful things to do some freebie projects, you know, that people can just do a free download kind of in between your more major releases. And so when you do those freebies, you can only justify spending so much time on the recording process and everything because it's free, so you're not going to get much back. So we thought that'd be a really easy way to keep it really quick. We love Woo. The beats were already done. We didn't have to go get new beats. And it was a blast, dude. And sharing the project with Heath was good artistically. It came out fresh, but also like it just made it easier as far as the workload. Like we didn't have to write a whole song. I would do a verse, he would do a verse, kind of meet in the middle of the chorus. So it just made the workload a lot easier. But it was fun, dude. I think we've both been kind of surprised with how well it was received. We knew that people like Woo, and we thought that'd be a good little hook to kind of draw people in. But after people heard it, the reception has been great, man. It's got a lot of love for it, so it's cool.
And are you performing like some of those songs on tour?
We haven't done any yet. We thought about doing some of them. It's hard to do. I wouldn't do any as just me, you know, without Heath being there. So me and Heath do shows together. We thought about it, but I don't know. You know, a lot of times when me and Heath play shows together, the type of shows that they are don't seem like they would be Woo shows.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like they, I don't know if the people would even know what we're doing. And if you take that away from the songs, people aren't familiar with Woo, then it kind of loses some of what it is. Yeah. So I think we will. I think we'll do it when the time is right, or you know, get some requests to do it at a particular show. We will. But as of now, we haven't done it together at all.
Okay. Now, how about another project which I just saw today? Whose rhyme is it anyway?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That's the most fun thing I've ever done, bro. That's there's 5 of us. It's me, Manchild, Keith McGee, Red Cloud, and Cookbook from Ellis Symphony. And it's basically just there's no recordings. It's not really a studio project. It's basically just tours that we do, and we take the show Whose Line Is It Anyway, and we just kind of flip it and we make it hip hop. So it's the same idea where we're doing improv. And the whole show is freestyle. There's nothing written, there's nothing rehearsed.
That's cool.
We basically just play games with the crowd for the whole show, and just bring people on stage, have volunteers, and just try to. The thing is, when you freestyle and you're kind of good at it, a lot of times people don't know that you're freestyling, and so we found that you have to do things to really show that you're in the moment and kind of prove to the crowd that you're freestyling, almost like a magic trick, really. And it's a blast, dude. Like, it's the most fun thing I've ever done. We just crack up. The crowd loves it. It's really well received because it's totally unscripted. So when you're rapping about things in the moment, rapping about what people are wearing and what they look like in the whole nine, it's just like, it's fun. It's funny. The people know you're making it up right then. And essentially, whatever the crowd comes with is kind of how the show is going to be. So no 2 shows are the same. Sets aren't the same. I mean, we just go with it. It's a blast, dude, and we've been doing really well. It's kind of crazy how fast it's taken off. I think it's just a good idea, and then it's executed well. So I think when people see it, word of mouth just kind of spreads, and so we keep getting booked. And we don't get to spend a lot of time doing it because we're all solo artists. But we'll do a tour for maybe 10 days, like a 10-day tour, and then we'll go back to doing our solo stuff, and then do another 10 days, maybe the next season or a couple of months later. So we don't get to do it as much as we want, but when we do it, it's the most fun thing I've ever done in my life.
Deep Space 5 crew, how do you guys all balance each other out, and what do you specifically bring to the table?
There's 10 of us, so there's a lot of stuff to spread around. But what's cool is everybody kind of plays their own role, and everybody adds something to the table. And so between everybody, it's just we're really self-contained. I mean, you got dudes that, this is all beyond the music too. You got dudes that do video, dudes that do design, dudes that do beat, dudes that rhyme, DJs. So between everybody, we're just really self-contained, and everybody kind of does their part. And they're all so dope, dude. And everybody has a different style. The producers all have their own style. The MCs have their own style. Some of the guys are super poetic, and some of the guys are just super raw hip hop, just from square one, kind of how hip hop began, and just stuck true to what hip hop was to them. And then other dudes are influenced by different types of music, and so they bring that to the table and mix that with what we do. So it makes it fresh. For me, I mean, it's kind of weird saying what you add. I feel like my role is I write a lot of hooks, and I don't want to say I produce it, because I don't produce it, but this last project in particular, I really got to just be at the board, and while everybody was in the booth, just try to kind of give my insight to make everything smooth, everything kind of flow together. And when you got 10 dudes and we're all doing different parts, it can be crazy and it may not fit. So I got to really kind of control where everything went and what we did, and what tracks we should use, and the whole nine. And, so that's probably it. And really, I'm probably the most battle rappy guy of the crew. So
well, that's good.
Yeah, and I they sometimes they diss me. Every song I talk about how good I am, how good of a rapper I am, and a lot of dudes are way humble, so they don't do that. So I don't know if that adds anything to it, but that's kind of.
You got the swag.
Yeah, I'm a swaggy dude. Yeah, I got that cougar swag.
As a man of God and an MC, how do you feel that music crosses over so easily in as a gospel tool?
Man, that's kind of a tricky question, to be honest. I think that I can't speak for anyone else but me, and so I feel like for me, I love the Lord, and I'm a follower of Christ, and so I want my life to represent that. And so I don't know, music can be used as anything. It can be used to do something with the gospel. It can be used to make people dance. It can be used to make people laugh. It can be used to make people think. I mean, for anything. And so I want my life to represent the Lord, and I want God to use me as a person to be a tool to give Him glory and reflect what He's done for me and what He's done for us, and let people see that in me. So if that comes across in my music, then that's dope. And if it doesn't come across in my music, I don't know, man. I feel like God inspires what I do, and He's gonna do what He wants to do with me as a person, because I make myself available to Him, and I try to live my life according to His laws, and live to, like I said, just kind of glorify Him. So I think God can use whatever He wants, man. So if it's music. If it's me, it's me. If it's a tree blowing outside and somebody looks at that and that gives glory to God, and God can use that. So I'm going to let God do whatever He wants to do. I just want to make myself available. And obviously God is a huge part of my life, and my walk with Christ is the most important thing to me. So since it is so important to me, it's going to come across to my music, because my music is just my life and I just make it rhyme. So if the gospel comes across in my music and God used that, then that's dope. But I just, more than that, I just want it to be my life. You know, if I'm kicking it with somebody, music never comes up, if I'm playing ball, whatever I'm doing, I just want to glorify God. So I'll let him use it how he chooses to use it.
Now, what would you say to someone who may, sleep on a Christian artist or a band or whatever, just because, they're someone of faith? Because I hear that all the time. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I feel you. I think if they're making that decision based on a label that somebody gave it and they haven't listened to it, then I mean, of course, that's ridiculous. I mean, there's all kinds of things that, even with movies, that somebody says what it is. Anytime somebody describes something and puts a label on it, it can make you feel a certain way about it before you check it out. But it's the same thing I tell my son about eating his vegetables or eating food or whatever. He says he doesn't like something, and I ask him, "How do you know, man? How do you know you don't like it if you never tried it? If you don't check it out?" So if they're just, making that decision before they listen to something, then that seems foolish. But if they're making that decision after they've listened to it and it's to this or it's to that for their taste, then I mean, to be honest with you, I can kind of understand that. There's some music that I listen to that, I mean, for lack of a better term, seems too Christian for my taste. Like, it's just all about ways that they can make Jesus dying on the cross rhyme. And artistically, that gets kind of played out after a while. It seems like there's a better approach that you can take, or there's other things that you can do to express that and make it cool. So, in my opinion, there's a lot of, Christian music that is horrible. And so, but that's my taste, So if they're on that, then I got to say I probably would get their back and feel them that, there's a lot of whack music. Man, you got to give it a shot, dude. That's why artists don't want to be labeled a Christian artist, bro. It's not that they mind being called a Christian. I mean, I'm proud to be a Christian.
Yeah, it's just a typecast.
Dude, nobody wants to be labeled anything like that, bro. Nobody wants to be called anything. Like, you don't want that. Just, man, I want to be an artist. I want to be fresh. I want to be dope. I don't want somebody to hear, oh, it's like that. No thanks. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of the $1 million question. It comes up all the time. People always want to know, are you a Christian rapper, or are you a rapper that's Christian? Or are you a Christian this, or are you like, I hate that stuff, bro. Like, I hate labels. I don't care what people call me. I don't care about any of that, as long as at the end of the day, they think I'm fresh. And that's cool. There's people like, I play bars and colleges and coffee shops and stuff all the time. People that don't know that people call me a Christian rapper, like, they don't even know what to call it, dog. They'll come up after the show and be like, "Oh man, that was fresh. Is that like Catholic rap? Or you do a Catholic rap?"
Inspirational?
I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. Whatever you want to call it, it sounds like what you just heard. So whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Did you think it was tight? No? Cool. You did? Dope. And that's all that matters to me. So give it a shot. That's a long way to say, give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
My website is always good to plug. TheSIBandGuy.com. Got all my music, got all my videos, links to all that type of stuff. The projects you mentioned, the Deep Space 5, that just runs it anyway. There's links to all that stuff. So everything I'm involved with, you can get on my website. The new album, the Playdough, that's what I'm pouring off of. That's what I'm pushing. The new video, No Angel, is the single off of Playdough. So if you like any of that, check out Playdough. It's on iTunes, anywhere digital music is found. And man, if I was going to end with anything, I would just, I've gotten a lot of love on this album in particular. It's been my most successful project yet. So I appreciate you for doing the interview and, kind of getting me some shine, and people who aren't familiar with what I do get to check out what I do. And just across the board, man, anybody who supported what I've done, I appreciate it. And doing this independently is not easy. It's a ton of work. But it's so rewarding to know that the work that you're putting in is having some fruit come of it, and you can see that. So I appreciate that. Anybody who wants to support me, if you can't do it monetarily, I got tons of free stuff, free downloads you can check out if you want to listen to it. And then if you already have my projects and you have supported me and bought stuff, thank you. Please pray for me. I can always use prayer, man. Like, for me, for my family, for my career, for my walk with God, I need some prayer, man. So pray for your boy. Lift me up before the Lord take me to the throne room. pray for your brother Playdough. But that's it, man. Thank you, bro. Thanks for
Nice.
showing.
No.
All right.